Xin Chao, what's up? Alright, so not very stoked to be making this video, but they've already made changes to the March 15th opening. We're gonna get directly into the information. You know how I am. There's no beating around the bush, making you wait 10 minutes. However, if you do like this video, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow my little channel and each subscriber counts, so if you do like this content and find it interesting, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to do that at all. If you want to leave a comment, that also helps the algorithm. And if you like the video, I'd appreciate it if you smash the like button. If you don't like the video, you can smash the dislike button. So let's get to the video. This guy was just waving at me over here. Now he's all shy. All right. Health Ministry seeks to tighten entry restrictions as inbound tourism reopens. Foreign tourists should remain in their place of accommodation 72 hours after arriving in Vietnam, with the first 24 hours compulsory, the health minister said. In case they need to travel to other places, they are required to be tested for COVID thrice within 3 days. So 3 COVID tests within 3 days. The ministry said it was lightning. I think they're trying to get rid of skateboarding here. Like, they've been cracking down on skateboarding, and that looks like what's happening right now. This kid's fleeing on a skateboard. This guy didn't give a shit. I wouldn't care if you asked me to do that. Let him skateboard here. It does 0 harm. All right, so back to the story at hand. The ministry said in response to the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism draft plan on international tourism reopening from March 15th. If foreign tourists remain at their accommodation facility for 72 hours, they would only be tested for COVID twice on the first and third day after arrival. Earlier, the Tourism Ministry proposed international visitors arriving in the country by air would self-isolate in their hotel or accommodation facility for 1 day until they furnish a negative COVID test result and can travel freely to other places. In addition, the Health Ministry required all tourists aged 12 and above to produce a negative PCR test result obtained within 72 hours before departure, besides vaccination or recovery certificates. So now that's changed. It was a RATS test, and now it's officially you got to have a PCR, which is really lame. These things are not going to help the opening in any kind of way. It's just going to hinder. I'm not trying to like talk shit, but this is not a particularly great idea on their hand. And I guess this is a result in the rising cases. I don't think it's a particularly good idea and a way to try to open a country. Inflicting more rules. Like, now people are going to have to stay for 3 days. Like, if you're on a 2-week vacation, 3 days is already knocking down, you know, what? Like 18% of your vacation? That's not cool, man. People aren't going to go for that. And especially how pricey it is to get here right now. Previously, the Tourism Ministry suggested allowing them to submit a negative rapid test results obtained 24 hours before departure, which is what it should be. Going to the PCR test is ridiculous. It's such a waste of money. It's a waste of time. You know, who wants to shell out another 100 to 200 bucks? Some places 300 bucks for a PCR test, man. And the whole thing is just a convoluted process. Like, you got to go there, then you got to go back. Some places don't give it to you digitally. You need to have the paper. I mean, it's not a very good idea. All this is going to do is make people not want to travel here. I don't know why they're rolling this out. The only thing we know why. It's because the cases are going up. But this isn't going to prevent COVID from spreading. This is not going to do anything against the prevention of COVID. You know, Omicron's already here. It's already ripping through. Like, what does this do? This just slows down and hinders the progress of opening up on March 15th. This part is pretty funny too. Children under 12 who have been fully vaccinated and recovered from COVID will be treated like those from 12 and above. Unvaccinated children would not be allowed to leave their accommodation facility until they furnish a negative COVID test result for 7 consecutive days, the Health Ministry said. All visitors must use the PC COVID health declaration application during their stay in Vietnam. From March 15th, Vietnam will fully reopen inbound tourism, with foreign tourists allowed to visit the country without booking a tour package. Now, as we just talked about, this is not good in any kind of way. This is a step backwards. You know, I love Vietnam, I love being here, but sometimes their rules are a bit quirky, and this is not a good rule. I hope that they don't actually implement this, but it looks like this is getting pushed through. I mean, they're just seeking. This is just a seeking, so this isn't official yet. But this is the new rules they're attempting to seek. I hope the Prime Minister has a little bit of wherewithal to understand that all this is going to do is just make a massive amount of people not want to come to Vietnam. You know, I don't ever want to take a PCR test again. It's the biggest joke in the world. So I'm with you guys that are like, no PCR, not coming. So I mean, I get it. I fully understand. And if I'm booking a 2-week vacation, I'm not going to be planning my vacation to Vietnam if I'm trapped in a hotel for 3 days. The 1 day was fine, because in 1 day, you're just going to be a little bit jet lagged, and that's okay. That's not that big of a deal. But when you're talking 3 days, that's a different story. And it seems that you still can move around after the 1 day, but they're going to test you everywhere, and you're going to have to be reporting in. I don't know how the logistics of that are going to work, but so far, this is not a good idea, and I really hope that they do not go through with this. This guy's got his fighting cock out. That's definitely a fighting cock. That's a big boy. They love to bring him here and take pictures. I've seen this many times. But I just don't think it's a particularly great idea to have these new rules. I hope that, you know, the Prime Minister says, no, we're going to go forth with the rapid test in the 24 hours, you know. This isn't going to prevent any kind of additional spread of COVID, these new rules. All this is going to do is make people not want to come to Vietnam right now. Like, it's pretty much that easy, you know. It's simple. I mean, you'll see what I mean. Look at oh, he's holding the fighting cock up. He's taking the pictures. It's a good looking bird, man. I'm disappointed, but am I too surprised? Not really. I mean, it's still good they're fully reopening, and if they do go through with this PCR thing, hopefully they'll see that there's not really a spike in numbers when tourists come, because, you know, that's not what's going to drive COVID. It's already, you know, ripping through Saigon again. I know plenty of people that have corona right now here, and they have no symptoms whatsoever. You know, they had to take a test for work and it just came back positive. I'm not particularly stoked with this news, but you know, I'm the guy that gives you the news here as it comes out, and I want you to hear information directly as it comes out. I checked 3 other websites, the same information was on there. Again, let's just go over the information one more time to make sure that you understand that it's just seeks to tighten entry restriction as inbound tourists reopen. I don't think it's going to be a good idea. I really hope that they get rid of the 72-hour thing and the PCR. So many people are not going to want to do a PCR. Like, so many people in Cambodia that have been traveling around and going to different countries, the most annoying thing they found was having to do a PCR and then it coming back positive for some places. Some countries, it comes back positive, you're shipped off to a 10-day camp, or you have to pay $400 a night at like a 5-star hotel. I met a guy here that had to do that in Vietnam. He came in on a visa for work, and he tested positive, and they were going to put him in a facility, or he had the option of paying like $300 a night at one of these 5-star hotels. And he ended up doing the $300 a night because he didn't want to be in one of those facilities. So I mean, this isn't the video I want to be shooting right now. I was actually supposed to go and film Quin Quay, which we'll probably have to do tomorrow. There's going to be another vlog of me walking the Windway, and you've seen like 10 seconds of it before my battery died, and I stupidly didn't bring another battery. So that's the update, guys. Like, I give you the information as it comes. You know, let me refresh one more time to see if there's anything new, but it's not the best of news. It's not the news we were looking for. Not all news is great. I may have been wrong on them going forward with the rules that they had set, which is a shame. I was hoping that they would just stay how it was, but now, you know, they're doing the fear-mongering thing again because of the big bad COVID virus, which is getting so tiring. I just wish I didn't have to talk about it anymore, to be really truthful with you. So that's the update, guys. Sorry. I hope that the Prime Minister doesn't push through with that, and I'll keep you updated as ever once the visa situation's figured out, and once they do, if they do finalize the PCR with the 72-hour quarantine, I will let you know. And if you've got kids that aren't vaccinated, there's absolutely no point in coming, because who's going to waste 7 days at a hotel just to take their kids with them? And a lot of people do travel with their kids. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty. Hopefully happier videos are coming, but I got to give you the news as it comes. So see you on the next one. Peace out.